Test of Love. The old radio crackled on a hot Wednesday afternoon. Alhaji Suleiman sat cross-legged in his one-room house, fanning himself with a torn newspaper. He wasn't even listening keenly until the announcer's voice rose with excitement. And the grand prize of 100 million naira goes to ticket number 104588910. His hand froze. Slowly, he reached for the folded lottery ticket in his pocket. He opened it. His eyes scanned the numbers once, then twice, then a third time. It matched. Every digit. For a moment he could not breathe. Allahu Akbar, he whispered. His chest pounded as though drums were being beaten inside him. He dropped the ticket, picked it up again, rubbed his eyes, then shouted so loudly the lizard on the wall scattered. I won. I won. 2 weeks later, he sat alone in his room. Before him was a massive jute sack, its mouth tied with rope. He untied it slowly and pulled the edges apart. Bundles upon bundles of crisp naira notes stared back at him. The sight was overwhelming. He pressed his palm against the money, almost afraid it would vanish. His eyes watered. 100 million after all these years of hunger. Then his joy dimmed. His face hardened with thought. He had 5 sons, grown men, all married. Yet he had often wondered if they loved him, or merely tolerated him because he was their father. Now, with this fortune before him, one question burned in his heart. Do they care for me, or for what I have? That night, he made a decision. He would test each son, one by one. Komor, the first son. Early the next morning, Suleiman arrived at Komor's house without notice. His eldest son stepped out, surprised. Baba. You didn't send word, Komor said, half smiling. His wife stood at the door, arms folded. I came because I am weak, Suleiman said gently. My bones are failing. I need a place to rest, just for a while. Komor shifted uneasily. His wife cleared her throat sharply. There is no space here, Baba. You know our children fill every corner. Suleiman looked at his son. Komor, I am your father. Even if it is a mat in the sitting room, I will manage. Komor's face tightened. Baba, you know I respect you. But truly, things are tough. Maybe try Yinka. Or even Connor. They are better placed. The wife hissed. Exactly. We are already struggling. That night, they reluctantly gave him a worn-out mat at the corridor. The cold breeze entered through the cracks. By morning, Komor tapped him on the shoulder. Baba, please, don't take this wrongly. But you cannot stay. I beg you, go to Yinka. Suleiman rose slowly, his back stiff. He didn't argue. He simply said, it is well. And left. Yinka, the second son. Yinka was a school teacher, soft-spoken. He welcomed his father politely, even brought water. Baba, you should have told me, Yinka said. I am tired, Yinka. I have no strength. I need a place to lay my head. Yinka's wife stepped out of the kitchen, her face lined with irritation. Her teacher's salary cannot even feed us, talk less of an extra mouth. Yinka tried to hush her. Please, lower your voice. Then he turned to his father. Baba, I wish I could help. But things are hard. Truly hard. Suleiman nodded. Then even food would do. Just something small. Yinka fumbled in his pocket and pulled out one crumpled 500 naira note. His voice shook. Baba, this is all I can give. I am sorry. Suleiman took the note slowly, staring at it as if it weighed a ton. His throat tightened. Thank you, my son, he whispered. He stood, pocketed the note, and walked away. Lady, the trader. The next stop was Lady's house. Noise filled the compound, his children screaming while his wife backed orders. Baba. Lady exclaimed, surprised. Welcome. Suleiman managed a smile. My son, I need food. And a small place to rest. His wife frowned deeply. Food. From where? We hardly eat ourselves. Suleiman asked quietly, do you not sell goats still? Can you not part with one, for your father's sake? Lady looked away. Baba, those goats are my business. If I sell one without planning, I may run at a loss. His wife added, you see. He doesn't understand. Suleiman's eyes clouded. He stood up slowly. It is well. He left, stomach empty, heart heavy. Turned, the show off. Ton lived in a modest rented apartment, but he tried hard to appear bigger than his means. His shirts were always flashy, his shoes polished to shine. The sitting room had cheap furniture, yet arranged as though it were a palace. Baba! Ton exclaimed loudly, adjusting his collar as if important visitors had just arrived. Welcome, welcome to my home. He hurried to bring a plastic cup of malt, placing it before his father with a flourish. Baba, things are moving well. You know I'm working on some big contracts. But when Suleiman explained he needed a place to stay, Ton's wife's smile faded. She glanced at her husband, then said sharply, that's not possible. This house is too small. We already manage ourselves, how will Baba stay here? Ton shifted uncomfortably, scratching his head. He forced a smile. Baba, maybe just for tonight. But here, take this. He slid an envelope across the table. Suleiman opened it. A few notes of cash were inside, not much. He looked at his son, sorrow weighing on his eyes. Keep your money. I came for love, not payment. He placed the envelope back on the table, rose slowly, and walked out in silence. Connor, the last born. Connor lived humbly, in a cramped two-room flat. Yet when he saw his father, his face lit up with genuine joy. Baba, he shouted, rushing forward. He hugged him tight, almost lifting him off the ground. His wife hurried out, smiling warmly. Oh, Baba, you are welcome. You should have sent word, I would have cooked more. She ran back inside to fetch water. Suleiman hesitated. Connor, my son. I have nothing. No strength, no money. I only need a place to rest. Connor held his hand firmly. Then you will rest here. Baba, even if we eat only Gary, we will share it. My home is your home. That night, they gave him their own bed while they slept on the floor. His wife brought him steaming omelette and soup, smiling as if it were a feast. Connor even bought him new slippers the next day. Suleiman lay awake on their bed, tears rolling down his cheeks. For the first time in weeks, his heart was at peace. The revelation. One quiet evening, Suleiman sent word to all 5 of his sons to gather at his house. In the middle of the room sat a heavy sack, the same sack he had guarded so closely. Its mouth was open just enough for the bundles of crisp naira notes to be seen. The sight alone made their eyes widen, their lips part in silent awe. Suleiman sat beside it. His eyes moved from one son to the other. The silence was thick until his voice broke it, calm yet heavy. This money came to me suddenly. But before I touched it, I needed to know the truth. So I put you all to a test. I came to each of you, as a father in need, empty, tired, and hungry. I wanted to see if your hearts carried love for me, or only for what I could give. Do you remember? They shifted uncomfortably, each recalling their own moment with him. No one spoke. He continued, his voice trembling, 4 of you turned me away. 4 of you measured me by what I could bring, not by who I was. Only one of you, Connor, took me in with nothing, and gave me everything. His home may be small, his pocket empty, but his heart is bigger than all of yours combined. Suleiman rose slowly, his frame trembling but his eyes fierce with emotion. He walked over to Connor and whispered, my son, when I was nothing, you saw me as everything. This money, this blessing, belongs to you. Connor dropped to his knees instantly, tears streaming down his face. Baba, I only did what a child should do, Connor choked. But the old man raised his voice, tears brimming in his eyes now. No, my son. You did what love demanded. And love is the greatest wealth of all. The other 4 sons lowered their heads, shame burning through them like fire. In that moment, they realized the true price of their selfishness. They had lost not just the wealth, but also the honor of their father's heart. Suleiman turned back to them, his voice carrying both pain and finality. 100 million can build houses, buy cars, fill your bellies. But it cannot buy love. And it cannot buy a son who remembers that a father's sweat raised him. He paused, tears now flowing freely. One day, when age bends your backs and weakness overtakes your bones, may your own children treat you not as you treated me. Silence filled the room. The sound of Connell's quiet sobbing was all that remained. That night, the sons left one by one, their hearts heavy with regret, their father's voice echoing in their minds. Connell, meanwhile, sat at his father's feet, holding his hand firmly, both of them crying, not because of the money, but because love had been proven stronger than gold. And so, the test of love was complete.